Good morning, y'all. It's Lippy. It's Tuesday morning. I'm going to label this as storm day. It seems that we are in the bullseye of some pretty nasty storms. Nasty enough that it will pack tornadoes. But if you look around, it's very cloudy. And I want it to stay cloudy. Living in the South, you learn what to look for. And clouds represent a blanket. But it's when that sun comes out, then there is no barrier, there's no protection. And that's when our eyes have to look to the west. Only this storm is coming in south and west. And it's going to come in at an angle and then shift back down, running southeast. It almost makes a bow. So I'm hoping that it stays more due west coming into us, even though that's going to be a straight line wind, damaging winds, probably some hail. But what that's going to do is that's going to keep that blanket. But if it veers up as it wants to come down, it's going to bring that frontal from the south. It's going to bring that heat up. And when it does, the skies could open. And if they open, it's not going to be good for some areas, is what I'm afraid of. But this is a garden video update. I don't know why, but it seems that I do these garden videos the day of possibility of storms. And you see, I'm going to say the possibility, because I'm going to lean on faith that this bypasses everyone and it just poof goes away. Okay? Keep faith. That's what we have to do. But before we get into the garden update, let me first say thank you for all the love and support that y'all showed on our Etsy store. Now let me give you a little bit of back history. There was items there that I never intended on putting out, even for limited edition, okay? That was just something we keep private. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, all of us wear many hats. It doesn't mean we always show those hats. But Buddy and I have struggled for a year with phone service. This is day 6 that I do not have phone service or text messaging. It will open up 5-10 minutes and then it goes away. This is Tuesday, so that would have been Sunday morning at 1:45 a.m. My phone woke me up with multiple missed calls, voicemails, text messages. And I was like, it's confirmed. We've got to change carriers. So, looking at the sales, yesterday morning, I drove to AT&T. And I said, I have no service. It says SOS. Where I live, I need to be able to communicate. And the young lady says, well, can I make an emergency call? She said, let me look at your phone. She goes, oh, you need to update y'all's phones. I said, do what? Yes, you're going to have to do an update. I said, an update? I'm up to date. No, you need to change phones. These are outdated. I said, so you're saying my phones won't work? No, ma'am, they're not going to work now. I said, well, it's odd they're working here in the city. 5G, 5 bars, but not where I'm at. You see, we've called hundreds of times over the last year. So then what did I do? I said, okay, what do we owe to get these phones gone? Now, mind you, she said they were too old. We're 6 months from having them paid off. So she told me. And I called Buddy and I said, because I sat in the Home Depot parking lot 2 hours, guys, on the phone with AT&T following the visit to the store. And I said, okay, our friends, God was good, because we have now the funds to say goodbye AT&T and hello Verizon, because a block up is a Verizon tower, and everyone around here has Verizon. So that's why I must say thank you. I got on the phone with Verizon. It was smooth. New phones will be in Wednesday. That's tomorrow. Now, we're not picky. And here's a chuckle for you. The gentleman says, well, the black, the gold, he named a rainbow of colors. They won't be until January. But we have some deep purple. I said, I don't care what color it is. It's going in a case anyway. And he chuckled. And Buddy looked at me. Buddy says, I don't care what color either. So we getting 2 deep purple phones. It's a phone. So now we have new phones coming in, a new service provider. Phones were free because we're, I don't know what you call it, selling them, or these phones we have, they're buying them from us. Buying them equal amount to the 2 new phones we are receiving. Can you believe that? And they're giving us a $200 visa in 60, or I think he said 60 days. Yeah. So I was like, again, what a blessing. So now I feel better knowing that I will have phone service. I will be able to have text message, because all we've had is Messenger. Now, I can do videos like you see me do, but that's running off of our Wi-Fi. I even tried to do Wi-Fi calling. I hit some wrong buttons. I don't know what I done, but my daughter took care of that. She sent me instructions for me to fix my mess up. But enough of my rattling. I have got to do the garden update that I am so proud to show. I've got to draw water up. I got to top off the water in the feed for the rabbits and the chickens, and all of this preparing for what seems to be imminent around 3 o'clock this afternoon. So, any one of you that's in the path of these storms, just stay safe, pay attention, don't be afraid, because we cannot change the inevitable. And we can't. So, let's do Lippy's garden update. Oh, and first we're going to start with a video I did, a little clip Sunday morning, because we couldn't help ourselves, of Buddy harvesting a couple of radishes for us. So, I'll slide that one in, and then we're moving to the update. Y'all something. We in the garden. Look at that beauty.
Coming on in.
Pluck it for me. Oh, let me back the camera up. Look at that, y'all. We got a nice bed full we fixing to pluck. Ooh, there's a big one right there. That has my name all over it. Look at that. Here's our beautiful strawberries that I got when I was down at Broussard Homestead. Look at there. I did not lose a one. Not a one. Y'all look. I can get me a snack. There's a little reddish bed we keep sampling from. Here's our purple top turnips. And y'all keep asking, how am I keeping the chickens at bay? Well, there you go. I have 3 owls, and I move them around, and I don't have a problem with the chickens getting in my beds. Y'all, look down in here. This is probably one of my granddaughter's favorite snacks. Isn't it beautiful? Here's our 7 top turnips. Now, I like to take these leaves and wilt them in bacon grease and onions. It just brings out the sweetness. But I'll get closer so you can see just how beautiful they are. And here is Mr. Buddy's favorite, tender mustards. But I have noticed that we have a little problem here. So I've been trying to inspect, and I held this so y'all could see. There's my problem. So I've got to take care of this. So after this video, I got to go in and dig. But this just started. And what's going to happen is if I don't work it, they're going to spread all the way through. So I've got to add that to my list first thing right now is to go in, and actually I think I see another one. Nope, that's a stick. Because I was like, man, that's huge. Here's our broadleaf mustards. Now, they have not quite caught up with the tender. But now these broadleaf mustards, I actually like to use them as a roll, kind of like a cabbage roll with chicken. Yes, ground chicken, ground turkey, make it similar to a cabbage roll. Amazing, and they hold their shape good. Here is our little cat that showed up a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know if you can see her ear. The tip of it is clipped. That's an indication that she was a rescue. She was spaded, and I'm assuming somebody dropped her off. Now here's our collards. And look at the size of these leaves. This is the size that I like to go in and grab and cook me a mess of them. I don't want them too big, but that's a good handprint. And here's Mo's little carrot bed. Yep. Well, hello, Luke. But I want to show y'all something. Somehow Mo's seeds ended up in the garlic bed. And then we have a mustard. Now y'all, I did purchase mass amount of carrots that I've put up, but this is Mo's favorite. Here is our cabbage. You remember the center one that I just ripped all the leaves off of? Well, I say I ripped them off. I tore all the damage, okay? And then I put this all on the bottom and a little bit under the leaves. I've only done that one time. That was a few weeks ago. But I've got some little cabbage heads in each one, and I have not seen any more damage other than the damage that it was before I put this in the beds. Now, I did use this, and I went throughout the entire beds because I was afraid whatever was here was going to move. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Here's our Brussels sprouts. Absolutely no problems. But again, I put Captain Jack. This is my go-to, guys. I will completely cover the dirt with this. But the Brussels sprouts are doing amazing. Here is my onions, my green onions from deep south. Y'all, I don't let them get too big because I'm too busy out here cutting and using them to cook with. It's like a cut and come back. Now, I'm not sure if this was the walking onions that Miss Wanda gave me. I'll have to ask her. Or just green onions. I really don't know. I know that they have an amazing flavor. Here's our other two Brussels sprouts. No problems. They're doing great. But this is what I'm most proud of, is my celery. My celery is absolutely amazing. Look at the stalks, guys. I am just over the moon. Let me back all the way up so you can see. Now, I did steal some of the leaves for my dressing for Thanksgiving, but isn't that gorgeous? And there's our little butterfly bushes. And behind there is, you know, our aloe veras that we did put there, and aloe veras here. But look at my broccoli. Now remember, when I found the bug problem on the cabbage, that's when I came through with Captain Jack and I covered these beds. But I want to show you something. Look at my little broccoli heads. Look at this one. I'm tickled. Yes, we may not have a lot of space to grow in right now, but the space that we have, it is showing many blessings. Here's our Swiss chard and our beets. The Detroits are still outshining the survival. But I mean, I've got a few, but these are just doing amazing. And remember, I told y'all it's an old myth. Beets will actually move their self to the space that they need. And here is our other two cabbage. Not a blemish one. Now, because I do not have a lot of leaves here, I'm probably going to go ahead and put a little bit of Captain Jack just underneath here on the dirt. Even though it's going to rain this afternoon, I just feel comfortable doing that. Oh, let me show you what I did with the 12 loquats that I transplanted on Sunday. I just put them under this table, hoping that it will protect them. And here is my sun box that Buddy built me quite a few weeks ago. It's just got a piece of plexiglass that we had. But let me show you the inside. That little bloom right there, that's a kefir pear. A neighbor up the road has 3. Buddy and I went down. He took some cuttings, and it looks like one, I'm questioning one back here, right there. I don't know if it's picking up on the little bit of leaf mark, but we know that we have 2 that did take. Here's the rest of the loquats, y'all. Isn't it beautiful? But I'm tickled pink over our 2 kefir pears that did take. And here is the loquat tree that started it all. I cannot wait to see it bear fruit. So here is the little run of our garden. And there you have it. Y'all, I will say it's been a blessing that she landed here with us. When the chickens free range, she is with those chickens at all times. We actually named her the Chicken Wrangler. She found a nest of flying squirrels. We don't know where the nest is. We've hunted. But the other day, she brought 6 to us. Yesterday morning, I woke up to one sitting by the outdoor chair for me. So she is a hunter. She's going to keep the rodents at bay. These slithery things this spring and summer, I believe, at bay. But we have a lot of hawks. And wherever these chickens are, she is dead in the middle, watching them, walking with them. She's tried no harm to them. So we're thinking, before we actually found her in the building, when I saw her the first time, she ran to the chicken run, to the chickens. So I'm thinking she might have been here a while and just stayed hidden because she's so dark. But she was eating out of the chicken feed is what I'm thinking. Because she will run to them. If something just spooks her a little bit, she goes to the chickens. So I think she's going to be a great asset to the property. But I gotta got something in my eyeball. But I'm gonna suck down this coffee. I've got to draw water, tend to the outside animals, and I've got to prepare something for us to eat that doesn't require heating up on the stove, because as many of you know, we will lose power. So, got a lot of work to do. But y'all who's in the path, I pray for you. So as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And I shall see you on the next one.